Children, today we are going to begin with a new chapter of history, which is tracing changes through 1,000 years. Today we are going to cover the following topics in our class: meaning of the term medieval period, changing names of the regions of India, use of the term Hindustan by Delhi Sultanate and Mughals, and the various sources to study the term medieval period. Now, let's define what is medieval period. It refers to a long period of history of the Indian subcontinent between the ancient period and the modern period. We can divide the medieval period into two subperiods: the early medieval period and the late medieval period. The early medieval period lasted from the 12th century considered and is considered important because it consisted of various dominant and powerful forces who came to our country during this time, like Palas, Pratiharas, Cholas, and Rajputs. Another period of the medieval period is the late medieval period. It lasted from the 13th century to the 18th century, and it extends from the establishment of Delhi Sultanates in our country till the rule of Mughals. Now, during the time of medieval period, our country, India, was known by three different names, and which we are also currently using in our daily life for our country, which is India, Bharat, or we call it as Hindustan also. But the interesting part right now in the chapter is that during the medieval period, these three terms carried their own historical significance. So let us study for each of the following and their historical significance as well. First of all, Bharat. It means Union of States and is also called the Republic of India. This term was derived from the name Bharata, the son of Dushyant, the famous ruler during the time of Mahabharata. Second, India. This word has been in use since 17th century, and it is derived from the Greek word Indoi, which means the region, the area which is beyond the river Indus. And also, for your interest, the name Indus is derived from the Sanskrit name of river Sindhu. Thirdly, the term Hindustan, it mostly carries a historical significance because this term was in maximum use during the time of Britishers. And in the current period, in the present day, all these three terms, Bharat, India, and Hindustan, are synonymously used for each other and refer to the political and national entity that is identified as India. Now, the term Hindustan, as I told you earlier, that it only carried a historical significance. So, this term was also used by Delhi Sultanate and Mughals to define their areas during their stay in our country. The rulers of Delhi Sultanate and Mughal period called their Indian dominion as Hindustan. One of the famous Delhi Sultanate, Minaj ud Siraj, in the 13th century used the term to denote the areas of Punjab, Haryana, and the land between Ganga and Yamuna. In the 16th century, the famous Mughal ruler Babur used the term Hindustan to describe the geography, fauna, and the culture of the inhabitants of that subcontinent. The term Hindustan did not carry any political and national significance in the medieval period. Now, we also have various sources to study the medieval period, which are literary sources and the archaeological sources. Literary sources consisted of important chronicles, manuscripts, account of foreign travelers, autobiographies, and biographies, whereas on the other hand, archaeological sources consisted of monuments, coins, paintings, and inscriptions. So in today's class, I am going to explain you what are literary sources and some of the important chronicles written during this time. Literary sources. It includes the record which refer to the written material available during the medieval period. It also includes the chronicles of rulers, accounts, and taxes. medieval period also included the teachings of saints and traders during this time. Now, for your information, the people who used to write these chronicles were known as chroniclers, and these chronicles used to refer to the historical record of events arranged in order of time, usually without analysis and interpretations. So we have with us the following name of the chroniclers and the account written by and what did they describe. One of them was Kalhana. He wrote Rajatna Ragini, which describes the history of the kings of Kashmir. Then we have Zia ud Birani. He has written the account Tarikh-e Feroz, which talks about the sultans of Delhi in India till the time of Feroz Shah. Then we have Farishta. He wrote Tarikh-e Farishta, which talks about Delhi sultans till the 7th century. And then also we have Amir Khusro. He wrote Tughlaqnama, who describes the history of the region of Tughlaqs and Khaljis. So now, after studying about the various sources and the detailed description of what is medieval period, it's time for you people to answer the following questions based on your knowledge. I hope after understanding the lesson, you all will be able to answer these questions, and the answers for these will be given in the part 2 of the presentation. Thank you. Have a nice day. Stay home. Stay safe.